Today I want to talk about 22 things I wish I knew before I turned 22. Like, these things would have honestly saved me in my younger life, and just like, if I can instill this into you while you are young, you won't be mistreated the same way. You will just dominate. The first thing is that your friends matter a lot. Your friends matter. I don't care if you're like, oh, like, I'm just staying with these friends until I find new friends. You are wasting your time. You don't have a lot of time in this life, and you need to use your time wisely, okay? If you are hanging out around people who make you feel like trash every day, every single time you leave your friends, you feel like, was I interesting enough? Was I funny enough? Are they going to talk about me behind my back? Do they have a secret account? A secret group chat without me in it. All of these things, that is your intuition telling you that these are not good friends. That these are not good friends, and you are wasting your potential and your life staying with these friends. You cannot become more confident. You cannot become a better version of yourself. You cannot attract good things if you feel like trash every day. It doesn't matter how much you work on yourself on the inside. If you have haters around you constantly, like if you have like random people at school that make fun of you, that is something that you can't control. But your friend group, the friend group that is supposed to cause you like stability and make you feel like at home, and they are making you feel bad, you just have a bad community around you. And what is the point of that? You might as well just be alone, working on yourself, like just making yourself feel happier, just by yourself. Hang around people that don't make you feel like shit, because while you are, building yourself up, you have friends in the background right next to you actually that are tearing you down. So there's no point in building yourself up if they're going to tear you down all the time. You're wasting your life feeling like shart because you're enabling it. Having toxic people around you is the most wasted potential there is. You are doing yourself a severe injustice by having that in your life. If you want to achieve something and you're afraid of what other people will think about you and all those things, you might as well just do it. Because honestly, if you come to your senses and you grow enough, you will end up doing it anyway. So you'll just be like, I should have done this before. Like I ended up doing this anyway. I ended up doing everything that I ever wanted to in life, and I didn't end up doing it whenever I should have done it. Like, I wasted so much time. I should have just went for it in the beginning. There is no point about worrying about what other people think, because honestly, those are such boring people and such pathetic people. They don't have enough to do with themselves. They have to like worry about what other people are doing. Like, how boring and pathetic. Like, just do what you want to do. Do what you want to do, honestly. Like, you will regret further on in life whenever you have a job that you don't like, or a life that sucks, or like there's people around you that are getting amazing things and are amazing opportunities because they took the chance. You will regret it so much when you are older that you didn't do what you wanted to do because you worried about what somebody else next to you thought. You're not even going to know those people in a few years. They will be irrelevant very soon. So just do what you want to do. The third is to be authentically yourself. Always do not pretend to be someone that you are not, because you will attract people that are not like you. And you are catfishing them. You are doing yourself an injustice. You are wasting their time, your time, everybody's time. Do not pretend to be someone that you're not. Just maybe, like, this is the thing that I used to do all the time. I used to see somebody that I was like, oh, like I want them to be my friend, or like I want a friend. So I would act like them to get them to like me. But then I would be further reinforcing that like I had to be somebody else to make people like me. Like, me being me was not enough in any situation. That's what I was enforcing in my mind all the time. The more and more you act like somebody else in your friend group, like pretend, like a lot of people, like they have different personalities with different people just so they can fit in, but you are constantly reinforcing that this person that you're with, their personality is better, so you have to pretend to be like them all the time. You have to pretend to be like group A to fit into group A. You have to pretend to be like group B to fit into group B. You're never good enough just being you. Like, you will never fit in just being you, and that's not true. There are many, many, many people that would really appreciate you for who you are if you would just be who you are. You know, like, you can't attract those people with pretending to be someone else, because they're not attracted to that somebody else that you're trying to be. If you just acted like yourself, you would attract the best people. Like, trust me. I have like quite a big personality, to be totally honest. I say things that are kind of wild, and I can be like very weird. And I used to like tone it down all the time to like fit in with certain people, and certain people, like, if I would like accidentally slip up and say something that was like a little bit more eccentric, they would be like, you're so weird, like, that's so embarrassing, like, please stop. And so I would stop, because I wanted friends, right? Like, I wanted like those friends. Like, I feel like in high school and stuff, like, everybody is kind of like trying so hard to be perfect all the time. So I would try to fit in with those types of people. Like, there's a lot of boring people in high school that just, like, you know. But now that I'm out of high school and I am who I am, I have attracted my forever friends. Like, I love these people so much. No matter how weird I get, no matter how much I am myself, they will never leave, because we're so alike. We are so like synchronized, you know. And that would have never happened if I would have just kept pretending to be someone that I was not. The next one is that you had to have been thriving at one point to know that you were struggling, right? A lot of the time, whenever we get into like these bad places, or like we make a mistake that we regret a lot and we're like, oh my God, like, nothing good is ever going to happen again, it will get better. Because to know that you are struggling right now, you would have had to be having an amazing time. And to have known that you were having an amazing time, you would have had to struggle at one point. So it's all a wave, and it's all going to flatten out, and it's all going to be fine. The next thing is that there are always going to be people that don't like you. That is just life. There's going to be people that don't vibe with you, that don't like you. Not everybody is the same person, and not everybody is going to get along with the same people. That does not mean that you are a bad person, and that does not mean that the person that doesn't like you is a bad person either. You just don't mesh well together, and that is completely fine and completely normal. Like, obviously it sucks to know that someone doesn't like you, but that doesn't mean that you're a bad person, you know? Like, that is so normal. And you don't like everyone either. There's people that you don't like either. Don't hold people to standards that you can't meet either. There's people that you don't like, and like, that is fine. There's people that you don't get along with, and that is fine. That's okay. They don't need to like you. Just because like you want everyone to like you doesn't mean that everyone is going to like you, and you don't like everybody either. The next thing is that not everything that you do needs to be justifiable or understandable to others. It doesn't need to be explainable to everyone else. Like, if you are making a decision for yourself, like a gap year for university, or you're not going to university at all, or you're planning to just travel for 2 years or 3 years before you start school again, whatever it is, or if you are traveling to, you know, America or something, or you're moving to Europe to start a new career, a new life, and people are like, what the heck are you doing? Or you broke up with your boyfriend of 6 years that was so loyal to you, and you just feel like you need to, you know, build yourself and understand yourself better, and people are like, why would you break up with someone so stable? It doesn't need to be understandable to everyone else. As long as it's understandable to you and you have a clear path for yourself, that is all that matters. If you feel like something is not for you, or you feel like something's not right, you need to let go of it to allow good things into your life, okay? The more you hold on to things that are not for you, the longer you postpone things that are actually for you. Whether that be like a partner, a friend group, a friendship, a school, a degree, a job, whatever it is that you feel like just is not aligning, and you know in yourself, like, this is not for me. But you're too scared to drop out of it. You're too scared to let that thing go. The longer you're holding on to something that is just not for you. Like, a lot of people don't understand how short your life truly is, and how much of a waste of potential and time it is for you to stay in something that just, you know, is not right for you. Like, you know, it has no purpose. You're not going to hold on to it forever. It's not going to serve you anything in your life. You are just wasting so much time. Let go of it and allow the things that are truly for you to come, and your life will become so much better. Don't associate with people who think small. Don't associate yourself with people who shame you for wanting big things, for wanting the most you could ever want out of this life. I've been friends with people who, like, I have always wanted really big things in my life. Like, I've always known that I've been meant for big things, right? And I've had friends where I've shared that too. And they're like, that doesn't happen to people like us. Like, we come from a small town. Those things don't happen to people like us. Or like, you think you're lucky enough to have stuff like that, or just things like that. And it's like, why would you have friends that don't believe in themselves? First of all, like, if they cannot believe in themselves, they cannot believe in you. And why would you have friends like that? That is such a waste of time. Don't associate yourself with people, even if they don't think as big as you. It's people that, like, support you. People are like, that are like, yes, like, that could totally happen. Yes, you are made for that life. Yes, like, I'm rooting on, like, I'm cheering you on. People who think small and people who think like great, amazing things can't happen. No, waste of time. Okay, the next thing is that the most painful, annoying, and like hurtful lessons will continue to repeat themselves. You will continue to be in the cycle of the same lesson until you learn it. Some lessons are so important for certain people, and they will just repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat until you finally learn and understand why that lesson is happening. So for example, I used to have really like bad friends. Like, I just used to attract really bad people into my life, people who would make me feel like a second choice, people who would just like pretend to be like embarrassed to be around me, or just like, I was just never treated like my worth, you know? Like, I was just always not treated the best. I would have like friends who, like, I would leave hanging out with them. Like, I would leave at the end of the party or whatever, or like whatever we were doing, and I would just feel bad whenever I left. I was like, are they talking about me right now? Or like was I enough during this conversation? Like, was I enough? Did I talk too much? Did I embarrass myself? Like, things like that. Like, I would always attract those same people, right? Because they made me feel like that. And I had to realize, like, I was attracting those people because I wasn't seeing the red flags. Like, the same red flags that were coming up, I wasn't seeing them. I wasn't noticing them, you know? And that's like something that's so important. That was so important for me to learn. And now that I've learned that, I've had great friends. But until I learned that lesson, it just kept repeating itself over and over and over. And I kept attracting really just like bad quality friends into my life. Not everything has an explanation. Not everything that people do to you, not everything that happens to you has some deep explanation, some philosophical whatever to it. Some people are just shit. Some people are just pieces of shit, and they do bad things because they weren't raised any better, because they're bad people, whatever the case may be. Not everything has like some deep meaning behind it, you know? Like, some people are like, he cheated on you because his inner child is just like having a moment and all these things. And it's like, no. Some people just do bad things because they're bad people, because they weren't raised any other way, because whatever. Like, some people just, and it's a good thing that you don't understand why they did what they did, because you're a good person. That means that you just cannot understand why someone like that, like why somebody would do that to another person, you know? Like, I always see people being like, oh, like, men treat ugly women badly because they see themselves in that woman, and they want to attack like that version. And I'm just like, no. Like, some people are just bad people, and that's just all it is, and they don't deserve an analysis. And don't waste your time trying to figure out why they did this to you and blah blah blah. There's no point. They're just bad people, and you just let them go. The only thing worse than the bad thing that you did is wasting the rest of your life and the rest of your potential being oh so sad, oh so heartbroken, oh so embarrassed, and like beating yourself up about what you did. What a waste of time. Reflect and don't do it again. The fact that you know, and the fact that you are beating yourself up about it so badly, about what you did, just shows that you would not do it again. You have learned. You know that was embarrassing. You know that was a bad thing to do. You knew that was, you know, really mean or really, really shady what you did. Whatever it was, you have learned from that. You know that you're not going to do it again. So what is the point of being like, I don't deserve good things. I have to repel the good things that come to me because I'm such a bad person. I don't deserve a new partner. I don't deserve friends. I don't deserve family. All these things. No. You did something bad. You have learned from it. Whether or not the person accepts your apology, if you did someone dirty, if they accept the apology, great. If they don't, you know what? Life has to go on, you know? And as long as you learned, you know, from what you did, that's fine. The fact that you are feeling bad shows that you are a good person and that you have learned, right? A lot of the people that do bad things, they'll try to gaslight people and be like, it wasn't that bad. Or like, oh, like, people are over dramatic. Oh my gosh, like, that's not actually what happened. Or they'll just like try to like forget about it and move on and whatever without really reflecting. Those are the people that like need to feel bad, right? But if you do genuinely feel really bad, what else can you do about it? You can't go back in time. You can't change anything. You need to move on. The next one is kind of similar. No amount of like worry or stress or whatever can change the future outcome of anything that you're doing. No amount of worry about how bad you're going to do on your test or a job interview or, you know, moving to a new country, whatever it is, no amount of stress is going to change the outcome of what's going to happen. Just prepare, try your best, and see what happens. I know it sucks, and like you can worry about it all you want, or you could not. You have a choice. And like I know that sometimes like stress and things like that, like you can't help it, but just try to get your mind off of it. Try to like instill the idea that like what is meant to be will be. Like no amount of stress, no amount of like fear is going to change anything that is going to happen. Like I used to overthink everything. Like I'd be like offered 2 jobs, right, for the summer, and I'd be like, do I go for this one? Do I go for this one? Like I just feel so bad saying no to this one. I really want this one, but like what should I do? And it's like you can worry about all of that all you want, or you could just choose not to. You go for the one that you think is best. You say to the other one, you say, I'm sorry, I found another job that suits me better, blah blah blah, and you move on. Don't overcomplicate life. This is a really hard one because I tend to hold grudges, but like it is like people cannot grow if you don't allow them to grow. People need space to grow. If you are constantly like reminding somebody of the bad things that, you know, they did to you or whatever, like say you and your best friend had a fight, right? And you're like, okay, we're gonna remain friends and blah blah blah, but you constantly remind them of the bad thing that they did. They cannot prove themselves. They cannot grow if you don't let them grow. You know, they can't change if you don't give them the space to change. I see a lot of the times like partners will have fights and they will collectively say that they are going to stay together and they're going to try to fix things. But then either both of them or one of them will just be like, remember whenever you did this? Remember whenever you did this? I have trust issues because you did this. If you are planning to keep going with a relationship or a job or whatever, you cannot continue to like trap them into this box. You need to let them grow and you need to let them change. This one is also a very hard one, but you need to move on without an apology from anybody, okay? A lot of the time, people will do something really bad to you, really mean to you, and they won't apologize because sometimes the people that are doing bad things, they are bad people. And bad people probably won't apologize, and that's just how it is. And this person has ruled you for so long, and whenever they did that bad thing, they made you feel so bad, right? And you, for, you know, a week or two, were just so heartbroken about it. But if you don't move on without them apologizing, if you were just waiting for an apology to move on, you were allowing them to further control you in life, okay? Like, I had this one person who did me so dirty, so incredibly dirty, right? And I was so disappointed for a long time. I gave myself, I think, like 2 weeks to, you know, just like be like, oh my God, like this sucks, right? And after that, I was continuing to be like, oh my God, what is wrong with them? Like, what is wrong with them? And I was like angry and I was mad and I was like, and they're not even apologizing. Like, what is wrong with them? Like, they don't even feel bad for me. No, they don't. They don't feel bad. They probably do this to a lot of people. It's daily for them. They don't feel bad, okay? And if you don't get control over your action in your life and you don't allow yourself to move on without their apology, you are allowing them to further control you. You're like, I'm not going to have a good life unless they apologize, unless this person who did me dirty apologizes. Your life is still revolving around them. That is exactly what they want. Why would you do that? You need to be like, you know what? That was a shit person. and I'm not going to be friends with people like that anymore. That's a lesson that I've learned, and I need to move on. I'm going to have a good life regardless. I'm going to have a better life because they're gone, actually. They did me a favor. I'm going to have a good life because they have peaced out. Be nice to everybody, because you never know what people are going through. Sometimes people are just really going through a hard time, and what you say in the situation matters. Yeah, like I've had situations where people were just like annoying or like being lazy, and I was like, what is wrong with them? But they were actually going through a really hard time. And just because you had a bad day does not mean that you need to take it out on everyone else. You never know what that person is going through, and just be nice to them. Be nice to everybody. You will never regret being nice to somebody, but you will regret being really, really rude to somebody just because you had a bad day. This next one is something that I live by. Being delusional is not immature. I have always had big dreams that I've said, and people have always made fun of them and were like, oh, you'll grow up someday. Oh, so immature. Oh, so juvenile. Oh, I wish I was like you and like living in an inner child type of world. No. Being delusional, and like a lot of the time, like successful people just had delusion, vision, and ambition. That's what they had. And you know what? A little delusion goes a long way. And obviously don't be delusional in the fact of like you're not self-aware in the slightest, and you're like a shit person, and you're like, I'm the best and I'm a baddie and everyone loves me. Don't be like that, but like believe in yourself almost to a delusional amount, and you will go far. Don't let people burst your bubble. Don't let people be like, your dreams are too big, you're so immature, you will grow up someday. No. The people who are suffering the most in life, the people who hate their jobs, the people who, you know, really listen to society's boundaries are the people who have no delusion. And those are the people that want people to be as small-minded as them, who want people to suffer as much as them. And we don't want that. This next one is such an important one. People can't ruin what they don't know. Stop telling everyone everything. Not everyone needs to know everything that you're doing. They don't need to know about your next job interview. They don't need to know what colleges you're applying to. They don't need to know what job you just accepted. They don't need to know everything. While you are still in like the beginning stage of something, or you're, you know, starting to do something, like you're applying to things, you're maybe like auditioning for something, you're trying out for a team, don't tell a lot of people, because if they see that and they're jealous, they will try to sabotage it. They will prey on your downfall. Not everyone needs to know anything, and they can't ruin what they don't know. I've had things that were so close to being finalized, so close, and I made the mistake of telling people, and somehow miraculously it all fell apart. It didn't work out, and now I'm thinking, these people definitely preyed on my downfall. They definitely did. They were jealous and they wanted it to fall apart. No. Don't tell a lot of people things. People can't ruin what they don't know. The next thing is a huge, really important thing that I wish I knew so much earlier. Like, this is one of the most important ones. The only people who are mad at you or inconvenienced by your boundaries that you set are the people that can't take advantage of you anymore. Those are the only people who will be affected by this in a negative way. Your boundaries should not be an inconvenience, you know? I've had friendships, relationships, whatever, where I tried to set a boundary and they were like, oh my God, you're so dramatic. Or, oh my gosh, like this is so unnecessary. Like, other people that I've been with have not been like this. Like, you're so dramatic. Nobody else is like this. Well, guess what? I'm not like everybody else. I'm not everybody else. Not everybody else is the same. If you don't like this, go find someone else. If you have a boundary, stay firm with it, and the right people will respect that. I love people with boundaries because I'm like, oh, you have self-respect. Perfect. If you have self-respect, there's a higher chance that you're going to respect me. If I have boundaries, you have boundaries, I have boundaries, we'll get along. That's how I think. But some people who like to take advantage of people and who can't stand the word no, those are such dangerous people. And you know what? Having boundaries is a great thing because it'll test who is the right person for you, who is respectable, who is actually worth your time. I have never in a million years been inconvenienced by someone's boundary. If they're like, oh, I don't like that, I'm like, okay, period. That's fine. Like, okay, that's fine. But the people who like taking advantage of others, the people who only like things their way, the people who are basically sociopaths will be so inconvenienced by a boundary. And you know what? It's okay to not like somebody's boundary. It's okay to be like, oh, like this is probably not going to work out. That's fine. That's completely normal. Not everyone is going to agree with you. If you know, say like, oh, I don't like taking pictures. I don't like taking pictures. I don't like cameras. I don't like whatever. That's fine. And if that friendship isn't going to work out because of that, that is also fine. You don't need to be friends. But for them to cross the boundary because they don't like it, that is a huge red flag. There should be no like crossing boundaries. There should be no like, oh, well, other people said that I can do it and you're so dramatic. Like, nobody should be gaslighting you over your boundaries. That's ridiculous. Have firm boundaries and stand by them. Because if they realize that you're flexible with boundaries and they can push some boundaries, they will try to push any single one of them. This next one is really for my younger self. I don't know if anybody else struggles with this. Actually, I know that there's a lot of people, but not everybody who watches this video will struggle with this. You don't need to run a full-on marathon and starve every single day to lose weight. That's not healthy. You don't need to do that. There's no reason for you to do that, okay? That is so unhealthy. And if that is what it takes for you to love yourself, you need to find something else, because that's not sustainable and that's not healthy. And that's not respecting your body either. Like, your body does a lot for you, and for you to treat it like that, that's not respectful, right? So find something that you like. I literally did K-pop dances to lose weight, okay? You can run if you like running, you can dance, you can skate, you can swim, you can play like tennis, you can go walking with your friends, go on a hike, do something that you like, go to the gym, whatever it is that you like, do it and make it fun, okay? Don't force yourself to do something that you don't like doing. Don't narrow it down to like, oh, I have to run every single day in the scorching heat with my sweatpants on to lose weight. Like, please. You don't need to do that. You can do Pilates at your house. You can go to yoga. You can do whatever that you like doing, as long as it's sustainable and you like it. And there's a lot of healthy things out there. I hate protein shakes. I hate protein bars. I hate all those things. But there's other things that you can eat that will make you, that is sustainable and that is healthy. It's kind of cringe, but like sometimes you just have to laugh at shit. Like, sometimes the most unfortunate buffoonery happens to you, and it's like sometimes like some bad stuff happens to me and I'm like, oh my god, why? Like, that is just like, what the heck? But like, there's nothing you can do about it now. All you can do is laugh sometimes, and life is not that serious. Like, it really isn't. Like, everyone's so uptight all the time. Sometimes all you can do is laugh at stuff, and you're just like, damn, that sucks. Allow yourself to feel things, okay? A lot of the time we're like, no, I have to keep writing it out. Like, no, like, I don't have time to cry right now, or I have to be happy all the time, and blah, blah, blah. That's not sustainable. Allow yourself to cry sometimes. Not for too long, because then you're just gonna loop yourself into this pattern of self-pity. But allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to cry in front of others. That's not embarrassing. The people who think that that's embarrassing are embarrassing. And like, allow yourself to be sad and to feel bad for yourself sometimes, because sometimes life just kind of fucking sucks, And but at the end of the day, sometimes I just like laugh and I'm like, what an unfortunate thing to happen. Like, how on earth does that even happen to someone? Okay, this is kind of like kind of a serious one to end the video off. I was gonna go for like a little bit softer, but whatever. The way you treat yourself sets the tone for how everybody else is going to treat you. If you talk about yourself like actual dog shit, guess how other people are going to treat you. Guess how other people are going to talk about you. If they realize that you have no self-worth, you have no, like, love for yourself, no boundaries, nothing like that, you're going to attract the people who like that. You're going to attract the people who love to gaslight, who love to abuse, who love to be trash people, because they realize that you're an easy target. You're really easy, and they can walk all over you, and they can take out all their anger on you, and you'll be their little puppet. And that's what you're going to attract. Whenever I did not have a high self-esteem, I was further attracting people who will lower that self-esteem. they weren't building it up. Because for a while, maybe you'll be like, I'm so ugly, and then people will be like, no, you're not, like, you're beautiful, blah blah blah. But if you're constantly like, oh, like, I feel so ugly today, blah blah blah, people will be like, oh my gosh, girl, like, and they won't probably want to be around you anymore because you're negative Nelly. And then you're attracting the people who want to walk all over you and take advantage of you. The way you talk about yourself matters so much. I do not talk trash about myself ever. Just in general, I don't. But especially around other people, because that's such a dangerous thing to do, because there's some sociopaths out there. Just because you're a good person doesn't mean everyone's a good person. And if you talked badly about yourself, you are such an easy target, and they will realize that you have no standards, you have no self-esteem, you have no boundaries. So whenever you tell them something in confidence, they might tell other people. They might talk badly about you and be like, oh, you're so stupid, and like pretend it's a joke, but they're so serious, and you'll start believing it more than ever. Have high standards. Even if you don't feel confident at the time, fake it. If you are like, obviously, if you're around somebody that you trust and you're around a best friend that you've been friends with forever and you're just really struggling at the time, confide in them. But if you're constantly like meeting people and you're just like belittling yourself all the time, you're like, I'm so stupid, or like, I'm so ugly, or like, I look disgusting, or I'm an idiot, or like, wow, like, I have no friends because I'm so stupid and worthless. Girl, you are setting yourself up. But yes, anyway, that is my video, and I really hope that this helps you. I hope that you learn something out of this. I hope that you get something out of this, and I hope that you implement it into your life. And that, yes, I hope that this gives you something, because these are all things that I wish so hard that like maybe even I knew at the time, but I just didn't want to implement it because I'm like, this is so extra and like unnecessary, like I'm just gonna keep going the way I am. No, as soon as I started implementing this, I just felt so much better about myself, and my life just got better. Okay, I love every single one of you.